Hey guys, welcome to a new week of learning and assignments. Maybe I look like more of a hot mess than I usually do, but I just found out that my husband and I have COVID. So we were very careful and avoided it during the height of the pandemic and whatnot, and yet we have it at the end. So I'm feeling under the weather, my husband more so. I'm worried it's going to get worse, but we shall see how it goes. So it might take me an extra day to answer emails or whatnot, but hopefully I won't have too severe of a case of COVID, though I do already have some symptoms and I'm probably going to go to sleep after this video. So please do keep that in mind. So I'm going to cover two important things in this video. One is week 11 and a minor change that I made, but also I'm going to go over ending or the opportunity to end the course early. So you can end this course at week 13 and still pass this class. However, how the grade you get, the highest grade you can get by doing so is going to be discussed. So most of you will only be able to get a C or a B if you end the course at week 13, even if you have an A, but there are exceptions. So listen to all of this video so that you make sure you get all of this information to make an informed decision about whether or not you want to end the course with week 13, and know that I'm not going to merely repeat information that I have in the announcement for week 11. I'm going to provide more information that you need about the actual score that you can get for the course, and hence letter grade you can get for the course. But first, let's start with week 11. So with week 11, you still have as task 1 applying all that you have learned about analyzing and clarifying arguments. Please make sure you read what I have here in red. It's really important and can affect how well you do on this last attempt to clarify one of your own arguments. Make sure you reread the instructions for clarifying an argument, especially this part in yellow and this part right here. It's really important to read this to understand what these videos are about, because this time they're optional, and I'm not going to say anything else about that, but make sure you read this information here. Also, another thing that I want to bring to your attention is that, and you should be good about reading everything that I present to you on a given page, but this week 11 bundle does make use of adaptive learning. So as noted here, you must submit task 1B before task 2 will appear. So then this brings us to a change that I made for task 2. As I did with the introduction to Kant's theory, I have broken down your engagement with this theory into 2 parts. And so here's where you see the updated outline for task 2 of week 11. So make sure that you update anything that you have in your schedule or planner, or even in the course schedule. Go and make these updates to week 11 task 2. That's all I have to say about that. But this is your new checklist for week 2. For task 2 of week 11. Okay. So now, let me talk about ending the class early in terms of what grade you can get, or how that affects what your course score will be. So first, I'm going to actually provide my rationale. So by the end of week 13, you've done 90% of the things that I would like for you to do in terms of intellectual work, thinking philosophically, thinking like a philosopher, working through various assignments and trying to understand right and wrong through the perspective of philosophy via the branch, of course, with a focus on ethics. So that's why I'm okay with ending the course at week 13. That said, the grade that you get is definitely impacted by ending the course early. So let me start with the possibility of getting a C or B or an A. And let me start off by saying that just because you have an A at the end of week 13, that doesn't mean, or scored 90 or higher, that does not mean that you can keep an A by ending the course at week 13. Why is that? Because in my meaning-making system, those who get an A are doing exceptional, outstanding work. They're going beyond what even an above average student does. So C means degree, means satisfactory, meeting minimum expectations. B means above average, doing a little bit more than just the minimum expectations, doing satisfactory work, learning. A means above and beyond that. It means exceptional, really good. And so an A-level response, that it would then need to show intellectual continuation and work all the way through the full 16 weeks. And so that is my rationale. That's what's in my meaning-making system. Like I said, there is a caveat. You could still possibly get an A ending at week 13, but there are certain conditions. So I thought I'd start with the C, getting a C if you end at week 13, but I think I'll start with getting an A. So if you have 0 course bonus points and you have a 95, and you tell me that you want to end the course with week 13 submissions, then the highest score you will get is an 89. So again, I'm only going to give an A if in some way you have gone above and beyond by working through more intellectual tasks. And so that would be weeks 14, 15, and 16. So if at the end of my grading for week 13, so let me backtrack. If you have told me that you want to end the course with week 13, right? And at the end of my grading week 13, you have a 95, because you told me that you watched all of this video and read everything in the video announcements about this, you will get an 89. So anybody who makes use of this opportunity and has a 90 or higher at the end of my week 13 grading is accepting that their highest score will be an 89 if said students have no course bonus points. So here comes the caveat. If you have a score of 90 or higher and you have course bonus points, then I will go ahead and add those, and then you will be able to get an A for the course ending at week 13. So for example, the top student in this class has something like a 98 so far. So if this student were to tell me at the end of week 13, were to tell me by the deadline given in the video, in the announcements page, that they want to end the course at week 13, then let's say that after I grade everything through week 13, they have a 95, I'm going to give them an 89, and then I'm going to see if they have any course bonus points. If they have however many course bonus points, even if it's just one, I will add it. So let's say that that student has a 95 and they have a course bonus point. Then I'm going to add 1 point to 89 and report a 90 to the register. Or let's say the student has a 92 by the time I grade all of week 13 for the course total. Then if that student has 5 points of course bonus points, then I will give them the highest score of 89 because they decided to end, learning and assignments at the end of week 13. But then I will add the 5 course bonus points. So the score reported to the registrar will be 94 or an A. All right. So if at the end of week 13, you have a score that is between 80 and 89, or 89.99, then I will report the score of 89 to the registrar. So that is what you have for that. Now, if you have course bonus points, let's say your score is at the end of week 13, you have an 88, but you have 5 course bonus points, or let's even say 86. Let's say you have an 86 at the end of week 13. You met the deadline for telling me that you want to make use of the opportunity to end the class early. Then if you have an 86, but you also have 5 course bonus points, then that is another way that you could still make an A. However, let's say you make an 86, you only have 3 course bonus points, then you still have a B, right? You still have an 89, and the 89 will be reported to the registrar, which will be converted to a grade letter of B. Of course, something similar applies to your score if you're more in the C range. So again, you've told me by the deadline that you want to make use of the opportunity for ending the course early. And by the time I finish grading the week 13 stuff, you have a 70, and no course bonus points, then that is the score that will be reported to the registrar and converted to a C. If you have a 78 and you have 3 course bonus points, then I will report the score of 81. So it is possible to end the course early, to have a C or a B, and to get your grade bumped if you have course bonus points. If you have no course bonus points, then your grade will not be bumped. Even if you have an A, even if you have a 98, if you end the course early, you have a 98 with my grading everything all the way through week 13, but you have no course bonus points, the highest you'll make is 89. So this is your decision. You will need to make sure that you read the announcements page. Let me get to that. is I go over the written rules and conditions, or I have written rules and conditions there. So if you go to the week 11 update, go down to finish course without doing any learning or assignment for weeks 14, 15, and 16. You must really carefully read through all of the requirements, all of the rules, all of the conditions, all of the caveats, all of the expectations, not just the stuff in red, but all of this stuff, the deadlines for getting weeks, 11, 12, and 13 done, what you have to do, what's mandatory communication and stuff like that for ending the course early. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you, and I wish you well on this week 11. I thought that letting you know about this opportunity now might motivate some of you to do as well as possible with respect to weeks 11, 12, and 13, because that might motivate you to do better than you might otherwise do because you desire to end the course early.